Chamas can be very useful vehicles for uplifting livelihoods. They can be very useful vehicles for promoting social cohesion and things like those. It is very true that Chamas have helped very many people improve their livelihoods, transform their financial status from where it was to where it is today. But I also put it to you that it is also very true that Chamas have also contributed to the financial downfall of very many people. There are very many people whose journey into the trap of debt was initiated by virtue of their joining a Chama. I have experienced both ends of Chamas. Okay, there are people who joined the Chamas and their economic position was able to grow from where it was to where it is. I also know very many people who currently struggle with the trap of debt because they joined Chamas. Before you join a Chama, get to know why you want to join one. Not every Chama will answer to your needs. So we have someone, for example, who was looking for some social belonging. All they needed was some social warmth. They felt lonely. And therefore, they were looking for a grouping that was going to give them some social warmth. They just wanted to belong to some group, once in a while to come together with other human beings and just feel warm socially. But they ended up joining an economic Chama, a Chama that is focused on money matters. These people didn't need money. All they needed was, some social warmth. They probably needed a Chama that only is focused on people visiting each other, taking tea together, and that kind of thing. But without knowing, they joined a group that is collecting money from people and lending money to people. So they are already confused from the word go, because they'll be forced to borrow money that they were not ready to borrow. They'll be forced to be contributing some money that probably they were not ready to be contributing. There is a mismatch there. There is another person who is looking for a Chama that will help their economic empowerment. But they end up joining a group that only seeks to answer to social warmth needs. So they join this group and they waste their time there, and no one is doing anything that would empower anyone economically. All they do is meet together, chat the evenings away, gossip, and whatever it is that they will do. But there is no proposal of anything that would elevate their economic status from where it is today to where they would want to see it. There is a mismatch there that is also problematic. Then we have others who have joined very many Chamas, more than they can actually handle. I have sat down in the debt clinic with very many people who we can trace that their source of struggle with debt was as a result of the Chamas they chose to join. Someone is a member of more than 5 of them, more than 10 of them. And I sit down and I ask, so how much do you contribute in this every month? X amount. This other one, Y amount. This other one, this other amount. In total, someone is contributing, say, Kenya shillings, 50,000 every month. Then I ask this person, what is your net pay? And you realize that this person's net pay is 30,000 Kenya shillings. And then I ask, are you in default in any of these groups? And the person is not in default. And so my next question is, where have you been getting the money to bridge the gap between your net pay and your monthly contributions into these groups? That already sends you a signal that these people are going out of their way to make sure that their standings in the group is okay. And going out of their way includes borrowing, to make sure that their records are right. Now, there are also others who get into these groups and borrow recklessly. Just because they have an avenue for borrowing, they end up borrowing just because the Chama can give them some money. So even when they had not planned to borrow, but because they know they have a limit for borrowing, they end up borrowing money here and just using it. Anyhow, they didn't really need the money, but they end up borrowing. That has also burned the fingers of very many other people. And then we have these others who are very focused. They will join these groups, and they know what they want to achieve out of these groups, and they get there and they are focused. They have selected the correct type of group, and they'll be contributing, and they'll even be borrowing money and using this money to do what they had purpose to do. And these ones get to grow economically, courtesy of Chamas. So Chamas can build you. They have built very many people, but some other people will have the same Chamas propel them into poverty. You can do better.